Hi everyone, welcome to my homework 5 demo and the presentation explanation. Here is my SQL workbench, and I'm using the the answer from professor. So after I run this SQL and creating all the tables for my assignment, I'm going to come back to my Java program and run this Java program. And here are all the sample output inside my inserter class. So the very first one is down here, is to get the user test from all users. If we take a look at the user table after the insertion, we have the test sprite Coke, and the very first output is the test user test. And for the next one, get company C1 from all companies. I'm going to get the data from my database in my SQL workbench. So select start from companies. And as you can see, after I run this one, I have currently I have 3 companies: C1, C2, and C3. So here is all the sample output here. Uh, get the user get company by company name C1, and as you can see here, it says the current about is this is C1, and after I call the next update, update the company's about to new C1, then the output becomes new C1. And for the next table, restaurant, the example I'm giving here is to get the restaurant burger by restaurant ID. And if we take a look at our restaurant table, the restaurant burger restaurant ID is 1, and after I'm calling this function to get restaurant ID by ID and input the restaurant ID 1, the output is burger ID 1, new burger, all about burger, which is corresponding to my SQL database. And the next one, get all the Asian restaurants from all restaurants by cuisine types. So after I'm calling get restaurant by cuisine with the input parameter cuisine type Asian, as you can see here, we have 2 Asian restaurants. They are restaurant 4 and 5, and their names are Thai and Korean respectively. And after I'm calling this current this piece of the code, the sample output is here. Thai get Asian restaurants from all restaurants by cuisine type. Thai with the ID 4 and Korean with the ID 5. And then the next one I'm going to check is the get company C1 company from all the restaurants. As we can see in our database, company C1 owns 2 restaurants, and they are burger and Thai. So after checking our sample output here, get company C1's restaurant from all restaurants, we'll see that burger and Thais are being printed here correctly. And for the next function I'm going to see is this get sit down restaurant burger by restaurant ID. So in my SQL database, all the sit down restaurants are over here. Restaurant 1, restaurant 2, and restaurant 4. Which means after he as it is shown here, get sit down restaurant burger by restaurant ID. After we input the 1 and calling this function get, sorry, this thing is a little bit, oh, here by burger, then restaurant burger is being printed over here. Similarly, if I want to get all the sit-down restaurants by company 1, and as we can see here, if we want to see all the restaurants owned by company 1, we need to cross check with 2 tables. So let's start from as we can see here, C1 owns restaurant 1 and restaurant 4, and also inside the sit-down restaurant table, we can see that restaurant 1, restaurant 4 are both sit-down restaurants, which means the sample output here should be restaurant 1 and 4, which is correct because my program's output, as shown here, printed the restaurant 1 and 4, burger and Thai, here properly. Similarly, for the food cart restaurant, if we want to get the all the food cart restaurants owned by company 2, we first need to go back to check the all the food cart companies in SQL database. Oops, forgot the from. As you can see, we only have one restaurant inside our food cart restaurants, and that is restaurant 5. And if we go back to the restaurant table, we can see that restaurant 5 is name is Korean. So if we go back to our program's output here, get all the restaurant by company 2, and get all the food cart restaurant by company 2, and we will have the correct output, which is Korean, and that's the only food cart restaurant inside our database right now. The next one is very similar as well, but instead of asking for the food cart restaurant, now it asks for the takeout restaurant owned by company 3. So if we go back to the restaurant table, company 3 owns only one restaurant, and that is restaurant Noodle with the restaurant ID 3. So if we take a look at our output here, get takeout restaurant by company C3, we'll see the restaurant name Noodle and the ID 3, along with all the other information regarding to this restaurant here. Now I'm going to show the review table. So in order to get the review by user, by all the reviews by this particular user test, we need to first check with the SQL database. Select all the elements from reviews, and as you can see, the user test only created one review about restaurant 1, and the rating test has been putting on restaurant 1 is 4.8, and which is also correct in our program output here. And now the next one is get all the reviews by user by restaurant ID 1. So in this piece of code, what we want to present is to show all the reviews for this particular restaurant. In this case, it's restaurant 1, and print their output in the screen. As we can see here, get review by restaurant ID 1. We go back to the SQL database. And oh no, it's already here. We also have we have two reviews about the restaurant one, and both of their rating is 4.8, and one content is good, another content is bad, which is correct according to our output here. And the next table I'm going to demonstrate is recommendation. So in order to get the recommendation by restaurant ID 1, first we need to check with the SQL database. Select everything from recommendations. If we click around, we'll see right now we have two recommendations made by Coke and Sprite, and they all recommend the restaurant 1. So as we can see here, in order to get all the recommendations by restaurant 1, here is our sample output. And another example I'm showing here is get all the recommendations by user Coke. As we previously see our database, Coke only made one recommendation about restaurant 1. And as we can see here in the output, get recommendation by user Coke, recommendation ID 1, username Coke, and the restaurant he recommend is restaurant 1, which is also correct. After that is it's the reservation table. So in order to get the reservations by user test, first we need to check with the reservation table in our database. Select from reservations. If we run this SQL command, we'll see currently we have 3 reservations, and 2 of them are made for the restaurant 2, and only one is restaurant 1. Coke is the one who make reservations on restaurant 1, and test made 2 reservations to the restaurant 2. So get the reservation by test should return both of those reservations, which is correct according to our program's output here. Get reservations by user test. The other one I'm going to demo is get reservations by the sit-down restaurant. So in our database, restaurant 2 has 2 reservations, and they both made by the test, and that is also correct according to our program. Get reservations by sit-down restaurant, restaurant 2, and both of their username is test. And for the last table I'm going to demo is the credit card table. So here we have a get. Before we do that, let's just take a look at the credit card table first. Select everything from credit cards, and yeah, currently we have 3 credit cards inside our credit card database. Credit card number 1, 2, and 1, 2 are all belong to user Coke, and the other credit card 3 belongs to the user test. And if we want to get the credit card by username Coke, after executing our code, here is our sample output, which is correct. And if we want to create, actually, you know what? 1 second. I might need to change a few things before this here. Update. Oh yeah, cause that is our yeah, cause here's some problem. Cause I want to show you guys original the original the original database, not the one after the update. So I'm going to comment out this and reinserting all the data in here. Yep, I'm going to rerun this database real quick. Okay, and rerun my program. Okay. Okay, so if we take a look at our current credit cards, we have credit card 1, 2, and 3 belong, and 2 of them belongs to Coke. The last one belongs to Test. All of their expiration date is today, which is March 17th. And I'm going to recomment the insertion, so there won't be any conflict for the database. And then after I run this command update, it should be updating the first credit card's expiration date to 2020 March 31st. After I run my program, and if we take a look at our credit card table again, yep, the first credit card with odd number, odd zero, odd one, changed its expiration date to 2020 December 31, and that is all the basically all the functionalities inside this assignment. Thank you for watching.